SharePoint communication sites allow you to present and share information with members of your organization. In this module, you'll discover how the communication site is organized. From the SharePoint homepage, if you'd like to identify and access a communication site from your SharePoint homepage, an easy way to do this is to go down below, and you'll see that you have different sections to find your sites. As I can see below News from Sites, I have a few different communication sites as well as team sites. Now you'll be able to easily identify a team site from a communication site. For example, a communication site will have the name as well as the news if this is an article or content that has been placed within the communication site. If I scroll down even further, I'll be able to see my frequent sites. Now on the left, I have a communication site indicated by the name, and to the right, I have a team site indicated by group. This will help you easily identify your communication sites from your team sites. You may also find your communication sites on the left-hand rubric. You could scroll up and down according to where you stored your sites. You may be following a specific team site that you would like to open, or you'll be able to see the recently accessed sites on the left-hand side. You can also use the search box above to quickly find and locate a communication site that you would like to open. Now, in order to open a communication site, I'm going to go down and select the communication site from the menu. Once the communication site has opened up, you'll find the communication site logo in the top left-hand corner, the name of the site, as well as the tabs containing the content of that site below. For example, if I'm looking for documents associated with this communication site, I'm going to choose the Documents tab, and I'll be redirected to that content below. From the Documents section, I can choose to upload, as well as create new documents directly. Now, if I go up to Pages, I'll be able to go further into the communication site by accessing the specific pages that have been created for this site. Now, your communication site may differ from mine. For example, you may not have site contents, documents, or pages because this has been edited by the site creator. If you've created a particular communication site, you'll have access to the editing and managing site options. From here, you can choose to edit, remove, and move specific pages into locations within the communication site. If you go up toward the right-hand side, you'll find the option to follow a site. As I can see, I am not following the site currently, but if I would like to follow it, I can choose the Follow option. This will enable me to easily access the site directly from the SharePoint homepage. For example, if I scroll back up, I'll be able to see the site in my Following section at the top. Now, if I return to my communication site, you'll see the option to Share in the top right-hand corner. This is useful if you want to quickly share a communication site with your colleagues. Now, if I go back to the home page of this communication site, depending on the web parts and sections added to this particular site, you'll be able to access content directly from the home page. For example, if I'd like to access this article at the top, I can select it, and I'll be redirected to the content that had been added. In order to leave this content, I can go up to the top and select the X in the tab above. Now, if you are the creator or you have admin permissions for this particular site, you'll also see the Edit option where you can edit a particular page, sections, and web parts. On the left-hand side, you'll see the option New. Now, from here, I can create a new list, document library page, as well as news post or news link, and even add an app. If I'd like to view the page details, I'll also have access to this option if I have the corresponding permissions. Now, in order to leave the Page Details menu, I'm going to select the X in the top right-hand corner. Lastly, if you'd like to access the communication site settings, you can go up to the top right-hand corner of the interface and select the Settings gear. From the Settings menu below, you'll have access to your page settings, site contents, as well as your site usage, and even your site permissions and information. You can select the corresponding setting below. For example, if I'd like to manage the site permissions, I can select this option, and I'll be able to see who the site owners are and define the specific permissions. In order to leave this menu, I'm going to select the X in the top right-hand corner. In order to leave the Settings menu, I can also select the X in the top right-hand corner. So now seeing a little bit more on how to get around a communication site on SharePoint.